Tuloy po kayo, yan ang mga katagang madalas nating marinig kapag tayo ay bumubisita sa isang bahay. Ramdam mo na welcome ka sa kanilang tahanan. Ganyan ang nais iparating ng Bisita, Be My Guest campaign ng Tourism Department. Pag-usapan natin yan kasama si Secretary Christina Frasco dito sa ating serbisyo ngayon. At pwede rin po kayong sumali sa aming talakayan, i-post ang inyong mga tanong o komento sa aming Facebook Live. Magandang hapon po, Secretary Christina Frasco.
Magandang hapon. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas po. Ma'am, una kamustahin lang muna namin yung lagay ng ating tourism industry sa ngayon, yung tourism arrivals, at kamusta na po ang pagbangon mula sa pandemya?
Nagsimula na po yung pagbangon ng sektor ng turismo sa Pilipinas. At magpapasalamat po tayo sa ating Presidente Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. kasi po ginawa talaga niyang priority yung tourism recovery since the start of this administration. Kaya naman po, marami na po tayong mga programa na ating ginawa to be able to ensure that the recovery is faster than expected and also that we strengthen the tourism industry from the ground up. Yung good news po, initially, yung target ng Department of Tourism when the President assumed office on June 30, was magkakaroon lang tayo ng 1.7 million tourists by the end of this year. The good news is that as of today, we now have over 2.5 million tourists arriving into the Philippines, over 75% of which po ay mga foreign nationals. And so we can see that the recovery has begun. And we can see this also sa ating domestic tourism. Kasi naman po dahil sa patuloy na talaga yung pagbukas ng ating mga resorts, accommodation sectors all over the Philippines, yung ating mga kababayan ay nagta-travel na rin po all over, especially now during the holiday season. Kaya gumawa tayo ng mga projects to make sure that we improve the tourism experience all over the Philippines.
Maganda itong Bisita, Be My Guest. Nakita ko yung initial program nyo para dito, no? Pero para rin sa kaalaman ng ating mga manonood, ano po ba ito, Secretary?
Ang Bisita, Be My Guest incentive program, isa pong tourism program aimed at promoting our tourist destinations all over the Philippines. Nagbibigay po ito ng incentives and prizes sa ating mga kababayang Pilipino, pati na rin po yung ating mga overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, at Filipino residing abroad. This is a program in partnership with the Department of Migrant Workers and the Tourism Promotion Board, kung saan kung mag-i-invite ka ng foreign spouse or friend or guest, or any Filipino who has been staying abroad for at least 6 months or is a dual citizen, kung ma-invite mo siya to come to visit the Philippines, meron po tayong raffle prizes at ang gaganda po ng mga premyo kasi merong condominiums, merong sasakyan, holiday packages, and much more. Meron din po tayong discount cards na bibigay natin sa sponsor tsaka po sa invitee natin, wherein you can use these discount cards all over the Philippines in certain accredited establishments. And we also have a travel passport that you can stamp in selected destinations. And pagkatapos po niyan, you can claim prizes at the airport after having stamped your travel passport. This program will run from January 2023 to April 2024. And we anticipate that this can greatly help the tourism industry in terms of international tourism and thereafter domestic tourism as they go from one region to another.
Secretary, paano po makasali dito? Ito ay hindi lang po pang OFW, no? Kahit sinong Pilipino na nandito na gustong mag-imbita, pwede po, ano?
Yes. Primarily po, this is an incentive program para sa mga OFWs to invite them to come back home. But at the same time, we're also opening this up to any Filipino. But to make it fair and to make sure na there are many chances of winning, iba po yung raffle draw para sa ating mga OFWs, iba din po yung raffle draw for our Filipino residents and citizens. We have a website that you can actually access to be able to get all the details of the Bisita Be My Guest. That's bbmg.philippines.travel, and it gives you all the details of this guest incentive program.
Sige po, Secretary, mag-break lang tayo at pagpatuloy natin ang ating usapan tungkol sa mga programa ng Tourism Department. Dito lang sa Newsroom ngayon sa CNN Philippines. At pinag-uusapan pa rin po natin dito sa ating serbisyo ngayon yung ang kampanya ng Tourism Department para mas mahikayat ang mas maraming bumisita dito sa bansa. Kasama si Secretary Christina Frasco. Ma'am, kanina pinag-usapan natin yung Bisita, Be My Guest campaign. Ano pa po ang iba niyong programa para, alam ko kasi ang plano nyo, madoble, no? Yung sinasabi yung 2.5 million tourist arrivals for 2023. Ano pa po yung inaasahan natin? Ma'am, wala pong audio. Ma'am, audio please. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Nag-launch na rin tayo ng Philippine Experience Program, a heritage, culture, and arts caravan that will take our tourists across our regions in the Philippines. Yung modelo po nito, yung Suroy-Suroy Sugbo, nakabigay ito ng opportunity sa ating mga lesser-known destinations para mabida nila. Hindi lang yung destination itself, pati na rin po yung festivals, mga food, products, and all the other cultural experiences in their area. So yun din po yung gagawin natin sa buong bansa. Kung saan bibigyan natin ng pagkakataon, hindi lang yung ating mga well-known destinations, pati na rin po yung emerging and not too well-known destinations with opportunities to become tourist destinations and to offer everything that is unique and diverse about their areas. And yung end goal natin ay makaka-offer tayo sa ating mga turista ng travel packages that will allow them to go from one province, one city, one municipality to another in a short period of time. And we will be doing this in coordination with our regional offices in the DOT, pati na rin po yung ating mga local government units, our mayors and governors and the like. We're also very excited to launch the digitalization of tourism services in the Philippines. The other day, we signed a memorandum of agreement with the DICT, with Sec Ivan Uy, wherein we have agreed that we will improve internet connectivity in 94 tourist destinations all over the Philippines, so as to make these tourist destinations more attractive, especially for those that wish to be digital nomads or who wish to work away from home.
Ma'am, okay.
In addition to that,
Go ahead, ma'am.
yes.
May itatanong lang po ako kasi
Yes,
napag-usapan
in
rin naman po yung sorry ma'am, yung napag-usapan recently kasi yung halimbawa yung infrastructure, overall infrastructure for tourists from arrival sa NAIA, yung mga ganun po, yung transportation. Active naman po yung DOT sa paghahanap ng solusyon sa mga ganyan or pag-resolve sa yung mga ganyang kakulangan po, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. Very early on in the start of the administration of our president, gumawa na po tayo ng convergence with the Department of Transportation, which has primary jurisdiction over our airports and gateways. And as a result of this convergence under a memorandum of agreement that we signed, we will soon see improvements in certain key gateways. Unang-una po, yung NAIA Terminal 2. Kung saan not only are we going to introduce systems and efficiencies improvement in the overall operations of the airport to make it as seamless and convenient as possible for our tourists, but also on the other hand, we will present a tacit manifestation of the Filipino brand. Pero po tayong mga Filipino furniture, interiors, and the like, so that yung first impression po ng ating mga turista, agad-agad, no? They will feel the warmth of the reception of the Filipino people. Other benchmark places to do this will be the Davao International Airport and Cebu City Pier 1. We aim to replicate these improvements of our gateways across other destinations in the Philippines. Kung nakita niyo po, meron tayong mga minor but significant improvements in the airports, and I'm very thankful to the DOTR for this. For example, nawala na po yung initial security screening at the very entrance of NAIA Terminal 1, 2, and 3. And this is also reflected in the Mactan Cebu International Airport. This saves time on the part of our tourists and makes it less inconvenient for them to go inside the airport. We're also putting tourist information centers in all gateways and in all SM malls across the Philippines to make it easier for our tourists to obtain information about our key destinations. Meron din po tayong ongoing partnership with the Department of Public Works and Highways for the introduction of improvements in infrastructure as far as roads leading to tourist destinations. And yung effort po na ito, the improvement in infrastructure, will also cover improvements in water systems, drainage systems, and the like.
Okay.
Nakikita po natin kung gaano ka-importante na bigyan natin ng solid foundation yung ating tourism industry. Kaya naman po, we are addressing things like infrastructure, gateway access, digitalization, and the like. And lastly, we're launching a tourist assistance call center next year to make it convenient for our tourists to call a hotline just in case they encounter any difficulties here in the Philippines.
Okay. Huli na lang, ma'am, hikayatin niyo po ang ating mga kababayan, even the foreigners, to come and visit the Philippines, lalo na for 2023.
The Philippines is open and ready to receive tourists from all over the world, and ready na rin po yung ating mga destinations over the Philippines for domestic tourism. We're focusing on making sure that we are as open as possible in terms of our reception to our tourists to improve the overall tourist experience. Yun po yung directive ng ating presidente to make tourism in the Philippines as seamless, as convenient, and as enjoyable as possible. Kaya naman po, we have begun to put up tourist rest areas in at least 9 destinations this year, and the 10th being in January.
Sige
So
po.
meron tayong clean and decent restrooms for our tourists very soon, information center and pasalubong center as well.
Okay.
Visit us in the Philippines and enjoy all our award-winning destinations.
Maraming pong salamat and Merry Christmas, Tourism Secretary Christina Frasco.